Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the YK42B Pulse Rifle mod, which is being made by user 3nickhay. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is the classic Fallout 2 Pulse Rifle, the YK42B. And it is glorious. As you guys know, I'm always a sucker for when people add back into the game classic Fallout weapons, and I love energy-based weapons, so this is a fun one. So let's take a look at what exactly we do get here. And the standard pulse rifle, besides looking absolutely gorgeous with its modeling and texturing, will do 60 damage using your typical energy cells with a firing rate of 6, range of 191, accuracy of 72, and a weight of 15.3. And you can see the crank on here. It functions very similarly to the laser musket, as in that you need to charge it up by cranking. And all in all, it has some decent modifications, though a bit of a short list at the moment. Hopefully more get added in the future. I don't know if they will or not, but still a fun rifle to play around with nonetheless. And I just love all the detailing on this thing. It is pretty darn good. Now, as for how you get your hands on this thing, there is currently only one of these in the entire world, and that is on some Brotherhood deserters in the boxing gym in the North End. So that is where you'll find it. I, of course, did spawn in a couple of them to play around with using the console commands, but yes, at the moment it is not added into the leveled loot list. You just will have to find the one thing. Now let's take a look at the different modifications that we do have on this, and of course go down to the standard one. And the first area we have is the capacitor category, where this will add additional basically shots, or well, cranks to your maximum for the pulse rifle, from the standard 2 up to a total of 6 crank capacitor. Now the next is the barrel, and this is where your damage will be increased from either a standard, a long, a short, along with cascode amplifier, short with that thing, and then quantum amplifiers and neutrino dispersers, producing a max of a whole lot of damage. I mean, oh boy, this thing can really crank out a lot, which is wonderful. Now the next category is the stocks, where we only have 3 options of either the full standard stock, a short stock, basically making this thing a strange little pistol, and a marksman stock for, well, that better aiming with scopes. And finally, we have the sights category, where we only have 4 options, either being a standard sort of iron sights, a reflex sight, a long scope, and a long night vision scope. Now this is where I'd really love to see a lot more things, as I always like a lot more choice with scopes, but for the time being, these 4 options do at least serve most purposes. So let's back out of here and actually take a look at this thing in practice and how it fires, and pull out the standard one, and we gotta crank it again just like with the laser musket, and then we fire. And it discharges everything. So even if you have the 6 crank version of this, it will discharge all 6 of the cranks in a single shot. Now, it may not sound like the most amazing thing in the world. It actually does sound a little bit low powered, but again, with the power on this thing, especially with the high-end neutrino barrel, it will do a crap load of damage, which is pretty awesome. Now let's actually take a look at that 6 crank one. That's which I have on both a tactical pistol-ish version here, and there we are. Crank that baby up, and we have the reflex sight on this, and fire away. There we go, all 6 shots emptied out at once. There we are, cranking, and kaboom. And then, of course, the marksman version with the nice scope on it. There we are. So a good long scope. Get up all 6 cranks and fire. Ah, yeah, that's a good one. And this one has that neutrino one on there dealing, oh boy, a whole lot of damage. So let's, of course, take a look at how these do function on an enemy. So let's use the tactical one for Will, and then we'll go after Randy with the scoped. Alright, so let's take you. Actually, you know what? We'll switch that around. I'll use we usually go with the marksman version against Will. So let's do that. Crank it all up to 6. And wait for a shot. Wait for it. Fire! I missed! Alright, hold on, Will. Hold on, I'm coming. Don't run away. He ran away. And fire. There we go. I can't believe I missed that shot. I mean, I can. I miss shots all the damn time. But let's get out the tactical version, crank it up, and head on over to Randy. Hi, Randy. How are you? You're laying down? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to break up your rest. I actually feel a little bad about this, but fire. There we go. With all 6 cranks, oh boy, this thing does a whole lot of damage, and it's just fun to play around with. But that is really all there is for this lovely pulse rifle mod, so if you'd like to check it out for yourself, which I would certainly recommend you go and do, you can have a look at the link in the description as per usual. But that is going to be it for this episode. I hope you all have enjoyed and that you do come back for the next one. Hopefully, we'll be looking at another wonderful mod, but until that time, thank you for watching. And as always, have a good one!